My name is Allison Beckford. I am one of the hosts of Intelligent Conversations Unfiltered. I am having this conversation with my phone and camera to talk about a few things, especially over the last few days. My co-host and partner is Stacy, who is also my wife, and she's not with us this morning because she is ill. She's very ill. She is having multiple seizures, and we are working towards getting her into a specialty care center that will focus on helping her get a cure, hopefully, or at least reduce the number of seizures that she's having by addressing her chronic pain. Why am I here today? I'm here today because I need some place to unload, to offload. I've carried a lot and I've been carrying a lot, and it is the age of sharing, I guess. Why should it matter to you? Well, it should matter because if someone else had along the lines this kind of conversation, it could have saved us a lot of time, could have saved us a lot of trauma. Stacy is having severe seizures, and these seizures, they don't seem to stop. They don't seem to stop. They're not stopping. And because of that, we are having to feel around in the dark, I think is the best way to put it. The stress has gone over. Wow, it's just gone way over the top. It's definitely a lot of pressure. It's definitely a lot of anxiety, and it's not it's not the food of what's causing this. Yes, it's stress, but it is physical stress, and that physical stress is definitely something that hopefully can be fixed, that can be taken care of. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Usually, I would have conversation with Stacy, but let's just have a conversation between me and you. If you are interested in doing a chat, that's great. Go ahead. I'll respond in lifetime if I can. Right now, what I need you all to know is let's just do it this way. There's no one here yet. Okay. Okay. First question. Why should it matter? It should matter because in order to find help, in order to be helpful, you have to share that. And how do you share that? We have a number of platforms that you can do that on. I'm using one now, YouTube. You can share your particular circumstance, situation. Why is it relevant? It's relevant because, excuse me, had we known that major surgery would cause the avalanche of stress, an avalanche of pain, an avalanche of seizures that Stacy has had. Stacy has had a change in her circumstances as it relates to seizures since June 1st of 2021. That was the first time that she had a major convulsion after enjoying about 15 months of being seizure free, of being able to live life, have life, do life. she is she's existing, and that is slowly chipping away, and it's chipping away because it is very difficult. It brings into question whether or not there's worth, whether or not she's able to be responsible, whether or not she can be productive, and it throws off the balance of our coupling, of our life together. Um, we are strong together, yeah, but at the same time too, little things and little doubts will come in. Whether or not this is the way, if you will, that she can be helpful, that she can be a full contributing adult. Um, yes, we have responsibilities, we have obligations like anybody else that is over, a certain age. Um, yeah, we have work and we're doing things, but it makes you question everything and all things. It makes you question, and because of that, we do the human thing, we do the human defect. We start to wonder if um, there's something that we should be doing. Are we being punished? Um, what's going on? Well, okay, so you have that in place, and it can sit and it can fester and it can grow. But how do you fix it? Well, first you have to, I think, address what the underlining problem is. She had back surgery in 2012. Her back surgery, according to her current specialist, it never healed. And because of that, there's certain things that may have contributed to the aggravation of her unhealed backbones. And because of that, I think the agitation of that, the chronic pain of that, the consistent, constant, continual off the charge pain has now gotten to a place where her body is converting it into seizures. It's not unheard of, it's not common, but it is now becoming often. Same way that kids are being diagnosed as autistic or being diagnosed as having ADHD, the same way that my fellow service members and I have a certain level and a certain degree of PTSD. You are, we are 8 billion strong, and to become specific and individual within that 8 billion, you're going to find and you're going to hear of a lot more circumstances, situations, and the beauty of having a platform that can televise that is great. The beauty of having a platform that can share that is great. But the thing is, you don't have support. And if you don't have support, then you are literally out there by yourself. I have wonderful support. It's really good that I have that support, because if I didn't, I know I'm quite sure I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't, because it's literally almost as if you are being placed into a car crusher, and the squeeze, the squeeze, the squeeze. The the best way now to move forward and to get to a place where, okay, let's be intentional. Let's focus on helping her and getting her well. Well, we're getting her into a specialty center. We're trying to figure out if getting her into that specialty center will alleviate some of the ingredients that's causing this particular mix of seizures, of convulsing, of losing time, because she is now exhibiting a fully different way that she has seizures. And because of that, we are, my mom, her father, her siblings, we are a little bit scared. Well, better word probably be terrified, because she is not, she's not recovering as fast as she could be. She's not recovering as well as we'd like her to be. Why? I don't know. She's getting older. She is getting beating up more often by her seizures, and because of that, we are we are very, very nervous. Now, the monitors will show that her heart rate is what it is. It can get as high as 135. I have seen it go as high as 157. She holds her breath when she's in the middle of a seizure. She's not conscious. It takes her a while to recover after these episodes. What is the point of my broadcast? The point of my broadcast is the sharing of knowledge, the answering of questions, the asking of questions, because having seizures this way at the age that she is, she's 48 years old, she's having very, very unusual seizures. And because of that, her neurologist cannot take the standard approach. She can't, because she's not presenting as a standard case, because I don't think she is a standard neurological study. I don't. Why? There are too many factors that are involved. What is the causality of why she has the kind of seizure she has? Where does it originate from? Is it permanent? Is it short term? Is it evolving? What are her triggers? Well, her triggers used to be smell, food, flashing light. Right now, she's on a fully plant-based diet. That plant-based diet is the one that is her best health care and her best health directive. And that is going very well for her. Thank goodness they have a flavor in place and a system in place. She eats a lot of vegetables, and she eats a lot of plant-based, plant-created dairy, oats, milk, soy milk, coconut milk, and that's good. That particular stress has been alleviated. The stress though of her back, one aspect, she has the degenerative bones. Yeah, well, both her parents have a history of that, and it turns out very likely also could have been her grandparents. Why does it matter? Well, you have to know the history of your medical self as well as your family medical history, because it is definitely important. It's literally like puzzle pieces, I think, because you can just go by, well, this is what has happened to me. It happened this time. Between June of 2021 until present day, Stacy has had, by my tabulation, over 600 seizures. And that's 600 seizures with an average convulsing time of a minute and 30 seconds. Some of them, when you combine them all, add them up, and then divide them, yeah, they're about 90 seconds long. And they're not walk in the parks. They're not easy. They're not light. They are horrible. They are horrible. And because of, I would say, the circumstances, I don't, I know that as a woman, our care sometimes can be secondary because, I mean, let's be honest, our medical makeup, our pharmaceutical makeup is based on white male. When you are looking at our healthcare system, we are in a place, we are in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, and we have a death cycle of women with children that's the highest in the world. That's 8 billion people. Of the 8 billion people, half of those people live on less than $10 a day. So, how can we possibly have a mortality rate when we have kids of it being, I think it's over 47%, and it may even well be 62% for African American women. So it's it's interesting, the slant. And I mean, one of the things I've discovered is that it is definitely much better suited to the industry that is healthcare and the business that is healthcare, that we treat and not cure. When was the last time we found a cure for something? Well, I think it may very well have been penicillin. So why haven't we in over 100 years found a cure for the common cold? Found a cure for, I don't know, melanoma. Found a cure for lupus. Found a cure for thyroid disease, for cardiac disease, for any kind of neurological disorders. We're using a method to test and to find neurological seizures that is archaic, it's outdated, it doesn't work. Why? Because one size does not fit all. And what is the solution for that? I think the solution is, okay, teach your neurologist the fundamentals of neurology, but also too, teach them the way that nurses are taught. Teach them to be overseers, not specialists. Teach them how to be more focused on the patient before them and not necessarily focused on the checklist in their textbooks. Be more instinctive, be more innovative, be more interested in the patient that you are trying to treat. Because I think, yeah, on her monitors, you will see the heart rate go up. You'll see that she has oxygen. She's oxygenated to 98 or 97%. Her blood pressure is, at 110 over 75 or whatever it may be. But she's having full-on grand mal seizures. Why? And why aren't you curious enough to find out why? So I don't know if my attempt here today is going to garner, gather, or bring about anything. Like I said initially, it was for me to just basically unload, to offload, if you will. I need to be strong for her. I need to be clear-headed for her. We are frustrated. We are absolutely frustrated. The hospital industry, I don't know if you can compare both of them, and which one do you feel is more compromised? The hospital health industry, or, I don't know, churches? I don't know. I mean, think about it. The richest city in the world is the Vatican City. So I just guess that Yeah, taking one step at a time, sure. But at the same juncture, what if her back surgery does not cure? Hopefully, if it doesn't cure, then let's hope that it reduces 50, 70% of her pain level. I think she can live with that. I think she would really prefer to live with that than living with 100% chronic, constant, continuous pain. And because of that, I think it's slowly driving her. And I really do. I think it's slowly driving her because when you are in front of predominantly a male industry and you have the symptoms that they claim they've seen before and they attribute it to psychogenic needs. So they would prefer to take you off your medicine and then proceed to send you to seeing a psychiatrist, specifically a neurology psychiatrist. So we did that, of course, because we're looking for something to stop this, and we went to see a neurology psychiatrist, and he was a little bit offended. He was a little bit upset because he said it's not necessary. She doesn't need to be here. Why is she here? There's nothing wrong with her. She does not need my services. What she needs is a spinal specialist to fix her back so that she is no longer in chronic pain and so that her seizures will stop. And I thought, wow, he actually said that. And we have gone through, to date, I would say 11 neurologists. And we are on our 11th neurologist. And we got to her when we had an accident on 429, and Stacy had, as a result of that accident, 6 seizures at the side of the road. EMS had to return to take her to Horizon West. So the the point of all of this, what do I want from all of this? I want someone to watch this and see and say, oh, this is going on with me also. My loved one is in pain. They've been in pain since they've had their surgery. I wonder if. Why am I seeing this? I mean, I've read, I've heard about, and I've seen cases where people have seizures. And they can have seizures from mental stress. They can have seizures from anxiety, which is mental stress. The underlying cause for some seizures is stress. Well, this is physical stress. Why can't we treat that? Why can't we take care of that? As I get to a place where I'm about to wrap up from my conversation here, Intelligent Conversations is a podcast that we are designing slowly but surely, and we're trying to get our footing for when and where and how we showcase women in all walks of life, in all levels of success and failure, having a conversation and talking about multiple relevant topics. I wanted to change today's title of our podcast to be an individual conversation unfiltered, because this right here is exactly the best description that I can give about how I feel and what I feel I'm surrounded with, which is I feel that I am by myself. If you look around, it's just me on my balcony with my cell phone talking to faceless strangers, hopefully trying to find a complete cure for what is going on within Stacy's body. She's a wonderful person. She is a kind person, and she is extremely empathic and fully human. She is incredibly smart. She is ridiculously funny, and she is the person that God brought to me to be my partner, and partner in business, partner in life, and this experiment as how we go through it. I know that there are people out there that will look at me and they'll see someone that is an African descent, someone that is gender specific female, someone that is married to a woman, a business owner, and an immigrant, because I'm sure you've heard my accent since I've been sitting here for the last 20 minutes or so. And you all may or may not formulate your own ideas or formulate or come to whatever conclusions you come to, but you have to understand something. The thing that makes life work is learning its lessons. I always say that life is a lesson in learning. One of my favorite people is Jay Shetty. And the the interesting thing about going through this life, about going through these experiences, about dealing with the trauma of Stacy's seizures, about how it affects me, about how it accelerates my stress, how it will and can and has triggered my PTS. I I will say this, that the ability to navigate this life, it throws a lot at you. You come across and you see a lot of people that don't wish you the best, don't care enough to offer help or to offer solace. And that's okay. That's why you shed those people that are negative. You shed the people that are inclined to be restrictive, inclined to be suffocating, parasitic. Yeah, those are the words that will apply. And the thing is very simple. Whether or not you are spiritual, religious, God believing, faith believing, it comes down to a very, very simple, in my opinion, pinpointed fact. If you are a worshiper of Satan, even he believes in being bountiful. Even he believes that there are entitlements there. There has to be a balance, which is interesting. If you are Christ believing, you know that God has made you the way you are, and he has built into that makeup the muscle of dealing, tolerating, of growing. The pressure will only make you a diamond. And I I have heard, and I have seen people that are extremely jealous of me, threatened by me, or don't care for me. The fascinating thing is I really don't care. That's not my focus. That's not my purview. That is definitely not my drive. My drive is when I leave this earth, my legacy will be of people who I was able to help, people I was able to serve, and things I was able to improve. I am 100% human, caring, persisting, driven, and I feel that three things apply and three things are for sure. What you think about, you bring about. Who you help can move on to help others. and those you lift up will lift you up. So I will close today's podcast with this simple thing: be kind, be open, be bold. Think about and be about helping people, helping others. Your life may be filled with pressure, filled with pain, and filled with turmoil, but there is always someone out there worse off than you are, and more than likely in need of just you looking at them and saying, "Are you okay? Is there anything I can help you with? Are you sure?" I'm not being polite, I'm being sincere. So, you guys have a good day. You guys take care. You guys be well. And we'll meet up again. And hopefully, it won't be as deep and intense as this last 30 minutes or so has been. We will post this all over. Need to let you know that today's show was sponsored by Signature Permitting, a full service permitting company based in Florida. Need to reach them? Call them 850-778-3110. They are taking on new clients. Most of the new clients they're taking on are retainers. So give them a call, have them help you with your permitting business, and we are going to be talking soon with one of our side co-host. I will give her that. And Mo is brilliant. Mo is smart, and we'll go ahead and we will pick a topic and talk about it. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for being, and thanks for watching. I would appreciate if you like, share, and subscribe. Have a good day. Be well. Bye.